Okay, I'll just do a quick countdown. 3, 2, 1.
One
G'day.
Milkali.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Well,
Sorry.
all good. Well, look, g'day and welcome to Aussievision. Today we are joined by Australia's Eurovision 2024 representatives, the dynamic duo and live performance extraordinaires, Electric Fields. Welcome to Aussievision.
Yay.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
Pleasure's all ours. So, look, over 5 years ago, you put 2000 or whatever into the song portal for Australia Decides. Did you actually imagine it would lead you to here representing Australia at Eurovision?
No, we didn't. Did we?
Honestly, we kind of just take the opportunities as they come. I think to have expectations on things outside of your control, it sort of leads to unhappiness because you know, like if you're hoping for 5 and you get 6 or 7, you go, wow. But if you're hoping for 10 and you only get 8, you go, oh. So it's a case of not letting expectation get ahead of the universe's choices when it comes to the way the wind's going to blow. But it does feel very natural now in 2024 to be a part of Eurovision. I think maybe back then it would have been a bit of a shock to the system, but this time it actually feels very natural. So we're very happy about it.
Yeah, and we've gained a lot of muscle from just live performances that we've done in the last 5 years, and then just learning the stage and how we like to authentically control, but also let the audience co-work with the energy of what we do in our Electric Field shows. So we learned how to be, our audience taught us how to move the stage and how to engage with the stage and deliver 1-hour sets. So it's where we've got muscle and we're ready for it mentally as well. We have a gentle approach within our internal selves, as well as what we want to be and how we want to receive the world, if that makes sense. And I think what we're looking forward for is the magnitude of this stage and what it feels like to have 190 million people and what that feels like. I'm really interested to know what the electricity and the frequency and all of those things will feel in that 3 minutes of what we will be doing.
I love that term about the muscle. That's a great way to put it, actually. So can you tell us about how your selection came about? Were you just sort of tapped on the shoulder and went, hey, do you want to do Eurovision? Was it a little bit more complicated than that?
Yes and yes. So we were tapped on the shoulder, but it wasn't a tap on the shoulder as in you're it. It was a tap on the shoulder with a question of like, would you like to be considered, and do you have any songs you'd like to throw in the ring? And that process probably went for maybe like 2 or 3 months, because when they did tap us on the shoulder and we were like, actually, yes, we would like to, you know, throw a song in the ring, then we had to look at what songs we wanted to throw. And it was kind of funny because we were having a thing with, we've got this one or this one. And one of the ones we were considering was a ballad. Another one was a traditional Inma that we have collaborated with. And I went to our sort of personal private back catalogue and found a folder that said Eurovision. And I was like, ooh. So we had a look at what songs are in there, and we realized back, you know, when we did Australia Decide, so we had a look in there, and found this song, which I don't know what the working title was, but the opening line was actually self-referential to Zaachariaha opening a song, standing in the middle of the Eurovision stage, which is the I stand in the eye of the spiral, one of the billions, because of the scale of the moment. And then as we looked at the lyrics, we realized we had imbued it with a philosophy that we felt was giant enough for such a profound moment, which is human connectedness, something timeless and something that we always needed to be reminded. We use these giant concepts like the shape of galaxies, which is in the golden ratio, the 0.618. And, you know, feeling small and giant at the same time, and using two languages to sing about one blood.
And I think there was one of the amazing things about 2000 or whatever, and I was obviously in the stadium at the Gold Coast when you performed, and I mean it was electric. But one really amazing part of it was hearing language and hearing an Aussie crowd sing that along. It was just incredible. Like, how important was it for this song, for One Milkali, to bring language to the world stage of Eurovision? How important was that to you guys?
Well, it's a part of my identity anyways, as Arnaud, and to showcase, and you have the opportunity for this stage for Yankundera and Pidindera language to be given this opportunity to host and gather people together was it was a very special feeling. And it was nice that, you know, Australia has something to look forward to when it comes to sound, like lyrics and things, like for the next artist. So it will be interesting for other language groups or whoever the next artist is. They can incorporate, like if you're from Sydney, you can use that language, you can blah, blah, blah. It just opens it up and gives it an opportunity for the future of whoever represents the country from this point on. But to be the first, we're just about to jump in and really enjoy it, and then just really showcase that there is 400 different languages here in Australia. So it's setting the bar, and it's engaging with Indigenous and non-Indigenous people to learn and dialogue and see eye to eye with when it comes to culture and when you call yourself Australian.
The Fleetwood Mac and the Janets. Janet's, is that Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
I would presume so, right? So can I ask, I'm guessing, are you both Fleetwood Mac and Janet Jackson fans?
Oh, yeah.
And if so, what are your favorite songs from those artists?
Oh. My Fleetwood favorite song is I want to be with you everywhere. Oh my gosh. I should have warmed up a little bit. Oh God. All the boys and the girls just look at that body, shaking that thing like you never did.
Those are your two.
Those are my two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the fashion as well. It's the fashion, it's the aura, it's the attitude, it's a planet that you want to go to. And they're just our personal favor, right?
And was there a reason for those two artists that you sort of came out with? Is there any special meaning to you with Fleetwood Mac and Janet?
Lyrically, they just go well with each other as well.
Yeah, I mean, you could have said, you could have said Tracy Chapman and ABBA. That's just, because we were taking it galactically, and we were like, a bit of the healing side, the comfort side of the lyrics are, if things get too much like a washing machine inside the spiral, then escape with us to the planets. Let's take ourselves away from the labels and the global ego that wants to have a constant hierarchy, and let's just whip ourselves to the universe, out to the galaxy, to the planets, and escape to stunning art. And that's what Fleetwood Mac and Janet Jackson give us.
Yeah, and it's just their experience as well. If you're an audience to them, you will feel what that feels like as well. And you have the appreciation for these two acts that made their mark on this planet. And they make you feel like One Milkali, you know? They make you feel engaged.
It's a brilliant line. It's a great little hook. I love it. So I'm obsessed with your table tennis obsession. So how long has this been going on for? Like, was this a COVID thing? Was this been around for ages? Like, and you got like a tournament you do all the time? So tell us about your table tennis.
Well, we've loved tennis for years and years and years.
And stopped watching it since Serena's out. Learned to like it again. But no, it's over a year now.
Yes. So because we write and record our songs usually in my lounge room. And because, you know, we're artists, my last lounge room was bloody tiny, and it was my lounge room, my dining room, and our recording studio. And it got to the point where we realized we needed to have a dedicated studio space. And so we had to look at rental properties that had like a home office or like, you know, a back area. We found this place, and it's exactly what we needed. So I moved in, set up the studio, and realized that there's an amazing undercover area with the perfect amount of room for a ping pong table. So miraculously, I just went with that, bought the ping pong table, and actually, it was also for the purpose of healing my loneliness. Because when you're on the road all the time and you're hanging out with thousands of people at a time while you're performing, and then, you know, tens and hundreds of people backstage, and it's so crazily social, but when you get home and you just want to hibernate and have some solitude. And after quite a few years of doing that, I realized I was starting to feel quite lonely. So by having these ping pong tournaments, I wanted to invite the home community, the Adelaide community, to my space, and not just, you know, one or two people, but have 15 or 20 people.
Bring friends, yeah.
And within the first couple of ping pong tournaments, I healed that loneliness, and I found the ingredient I was missing. And now we've done over 10 ping pong tournaments, and we plan to do another 10, if not more.
And we lost last week by these two Melbourne.
I know.
Oh no, not to Melbourne.
They were really good, and it was very upsetting.
It was
Ben and his boyfriend. Yeah, it was very.
And they rocked
sad.
up in their little pink shorts and just
and
their own bats. Oh.
Yes, they had professional bats. Like, come on, that's just not cool.
So we're gonna have one before we go over to Melbourne.
So it's obviously you do both seem very competitive, which is a very good thing because you're going into a competition environment, right? And Eurovision is on another level. How do you feel about, like, is it difficult to put your art into that kind of competition world and have everyone pour over it and people like us analyze every little bit and have every opinion, good and bad, online? How is that like to go from that kind of artistic form into that really competition environment with a lot of opinions?
That's a good question. Well, you know what's really interesting is every musician I know, every singer-songwriter I know, when they record a new song, they always pick a friend or a family member or multiple and say, "Oh, this is my new song. What do you think?" And you listen to it and your friend goes, "Oh my God, I love it." You know, what's really interesting about the reaction videos is all of these diverse people from all around they all become that friend who is answering the question, what do you think? And I think that they're very fair. Like, obviously, you know, two different reaction videos will have two different opinions, but that is the nature of, you know, the fact that we are individuals and that we have different tastes and things like that. But to see where everyone agrees and to see where everyone has a reaction, I mean, I'm not sure there's any other. I mean, if you release an album, you don't get to have 50 different people go through your album and tell you exactly what they think as it's playing. So even if there's an element that they're not so hot on, you can't take that personally, because they're just being honest. And when they do like it and when they do love a part, well, you can get the joy of having connected with them that way.
And it's just the aesthetic as well, having been put on this platform and our aesthetic be looked at the way it is. It's really nice that they're looking, because it gives us a voice in the perspective and the perception on what we're doing and how we play with that. And we're just not, we don't want to be mediocre. We want to play like we've already proven we can do a nice song like 2000 or whatever. Like, we can play with whatever we want to play with. But this here was hitting to the heart, and it's a stage song. So they can just wait, and you can wait patiently. And I'm not bothered. Like, we know we can deliver a song and we're going to have fun. That's the main thing, is that we're going to enjoy it. But we're good at what we do. And I think that's why SBS got us as well.
You certainly are. No, I love that answer.
We're Zaacharians. That's why we're competitive.
So, your performance at Eurovision, I know you can't tell us everything. I know it's going to involve some of the artwork. Is there a few things, or even a few words you can use to describe what the performance is going to be like, the staging in Malmö?
Entertaining and honest.
That's nice. You're gonna just have to take that, yeah.
Any sort of purple pinks going on in the audience? Will we see your ducky didgeridoo on stage?
What I really love is that, you know, that we can't tell you anything, and yet you
treat us like a pinata.
Oh, you want us to spill some of the lollies?
Spill the tea on reality, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, look, I've got to try, and look, if we didn't try, people will be yelling at us through the video, through the podcast, to ask you. So I appreciate
We're just going to be telling the story. We're just going to be
Beautiful.
telling the story on stage,
yeah.
And it's just going to be very honest.
Story time.
Brilliant.
Thank you. We really love you. We love your work. You're so good at what you do. And thank you. This is your space, and thank you for having us.
Oh, no, thank you so much for joining. And look, good luck over there in Sweden. You're going to represent us so well, and we're so happy that you're going to be the act representing Australia. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you very, very much.
Cool. All right. Catch you later.
Bye.
Okay.